So here we have a little exhibition here on the Blitz, and it says the Blitz started in September 1940 and lasted until May 1941. And German bombers attacked British towns and cities in large numbers. 43,000 civilians were killed in the Blitz, and 21,000 of these were in London, man. So you had a lot of people getting put to death from these bombings by the Germans, man. You know what I'm saying? So that actually happened in London, man. But these people today, they don't realize that. You know what I'm saying?
And that's how guys are walking around with a gas mask and that.
And all that's going to come back because they still got all the chemical weapons and they're going to use it. And worse, they got even more powerful bombs now. And they're going to be even more relentless.
More death. Well, it's good to tell you, such as they've not been, man.
Yeah,
the level of death is going to be far greater than anything that's ever come upon us right now, man.
And kill them in a shell.
September the 7th, 1940. It was a day that shook the world because Germany turned its warlike attention to England's civilian population to try to break its spirit. The Blitz on London was a new departure. Night after night, wave upon wave of German bombers dropped high explosives and firebombs on what were essentially non-military targets. Hitler had declared his intention to reduce the city to a pile of rubble. He very nearly did. The raids were skillfully timed to hit the city when the tide in the River Thames was out and when water supplies would be at their lowest. But the courage of the firefighters amply made up for any shortage of supplies. Anti-aircraft batteries were doing their best to protect the city, but with more than 500 bombers on a single raid, their impact was limited. More to the point was the stoicism of the Londoners themselves. Thousands took to sleeping in the safety of underground stations. They emerged next morning not knowing whether they had homes to go to, nor whether friends and relatives who hadn't joined them below ground had survived. Throughout the 3 months of the Blitz, 20,000 men, women and children were killed, and just over the same number seriously wounded. And yet, in spite of the chaos and destruction, morale remained remarkably high. There was no sign of large-scale looting, and crime was at a minimum. Nor had the Londoners lost their Cockney humour. A sign in the shattered windows of an East End police station read, "Be good, we're still open." In the end, heroism was the order of the day, as the historic face of London itself was changed forever. Throughout the Blitz, the King and Queen had stayed at Buckingham Palace, which itself was hit by firebombs. Their identification with the suffering of the Londoners did almost as much as Winston Churchill's leadership to inspire the nation to victory.
Yeah, man, we got this thing called Curiosities of War. And it says, in his futuristic 1908 story, The War in the Air, H.G. Wells describes a devastating attack on New York by a fleet of German aircraft. It seemed impossible, yet the First World War made it believable. So hey man, H.G. Wells showing you they already had plans to do things like that. Do you know what I'm saying? But they did it to London instead, with the German aircraft. But what did H.G. Wells also write? He wrote a book called 1984. Okay, which that wasn't just something he made up. That was actually the plans of the elites, their thoughts and their visions for the future. And then they go and invest time and money. The scripture says they dream upon their bed.
Oh yeah.
And when the morning is light in Micah, they do it because it is in the power of their hand. Just not verbatim, but that's basically what it's saying, man. Okay, so they've had all these plans for these. They plan, but it's really according to prophecy, man. They're moving. Their minds are really being controlled by Yahweh Shem Yahushua. But that's interesting, right there.
At 6:22 Greenwich Mean Time, chemical attacks were triggered across Europe.
I repeat, Downing Street is within the contamination radius. Over.
It's being called the worst terror event in history.
This is GIGN HQ. My men are dead or dying. I've been exposed.
This is Ramstein. We're under attack.
Roger, we are aware of the gas attack and are sending decon units your way.
Not the gas. We're under attack by Russian ground forces.
Say again, Ramstein. What Russian forces?
The entire Russian army. Request immediate assistance.
Eyewitnesses are now reporting Russian tanks rolling down the Champs-Élysées.
This was no act of terrorism. The attacks were intended to cripple our defenses and pave the way for an invasion. We need to hit them now with everything we've got.
Sir, we've lost contact with the delegation in Hamburg.
Metal 01, this is Overlord Actual. You are being rerouted for Hamburg. We've got a principal-level hostage rescue.
Who is it?
The Vice President.